EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From the Monterey Peninsula, live opening round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Blue skies on top of blue waters, right next to one of the prettiest pieces of green grass on this good earth, as we check out the leaderboard here in round one. We've got a tie at the very top at 4 under to this point. Meanwhile, our featured golfer looking for another strong showing after a top 10 finish a week ago. Time to head out to the course as we pick things up on the tee at the long par 5 6th. So, Frank, the first 2 tournaments of this new season have come and gone. Now we tackle one of the finest tracks in the world here at Pebble Beach. And the golfer we're assigned to here, coming off a really promising performance down at Torrey last week. Didn't get the win, but a top 10 in start number 2, that has to portend good things, don't you think, Frank?
It certainly does, Rich. I mean, this is a very solid performance going into this week, but now it's different. You could get weather, right? Rain, maybe a lot of wind. So Pebble can play so many different ways. So you've got to really have your game and your guile this week. I'm curious. I'm really curious to see how this game translates this week.
So many great golf courses here on the Monterey Peninsula. We're at Pebble Beach for this, the 3rd tournament on the PGA Tour schedule this year. And Frank, we look at the golfer we're going to be following. Rookie on this tour, still looking to play the weekend for the first time after 2 missed cuts. Is there a danger of getting too discouraged early on?
There certainly is, and I think that's exactly where the player feels right now. If all of a sudden it's 3 in a row, you start to think, have I made the right decision? But I remember a line from the late, great Arnold Palmer. He said, this game is 90% mental, and the other 10%, well, that's mental as well.
This only about 5 feet for birdie. Okay, nicely played. That's in for birdie here at 6. Frank, this whole area of the country, Monterey, Carmel, 17-mile drive, just such a stunning setting for golf. We're just taking a nice drive with the emerald green fairway set against the ocean blue. It's just ideal. But talk to me about playing the course, Pebble Beach. What should a young golfer like this keep in mind when teeing it up for the first time as a professional?
Rich, it's the polar opposite of the drive-in, where you decompress and look at the views. Because once you get onto that first tee at Pebble, it's a wonderful golf course designed by Jack Neville. You're going to realize that no 2 holes look the same. I mean, that's stating the obvious there. But side hill lies when you play it towards the Pacific. And then you sort of beat your way around the golf course. The beautiful downhill par 3 7th. I know it's talked about and it's photographed, but that's where you start scratching your head and like, do I have the right club? And that's a feeling you get at Pebble so often around this golf course. But I mentioned 7, so I've got to mention 8, 9, and 10. In my opinion, they're the 3 best par 4s in a row in any golf course I've ever seen. I mean, they're beautiful driving holes and iron play, but, Pebble's about the experience, but it's also about the legacy that this golf course has for America. So to compete at Pebble is one thing. To play well at Pebble, well, that's another thing.
Yeah, that's good putt. A birdie here at 1, and he'll move to 3 under here, just 1 shot off the lead. Frank, as you know, of all the sports played on land, golf's the one with the best views. This is as good as it gets, but you need to focus now on what's ahead of you. This 8th hole is a real challenge, isn't it?
It certainly is. The temptation is to pull the camera out, but really it's about what club you're going to pull off this tee. There's 2 runouts on the right side, about 250 yards, left side about 270, and really that white rock is a great indicator of the line.
Yeah, if you see shortish par 4s like this, it's a great time to bring out the irons, and that is going to work out well. Down on the course, let's check in with Nota Begay III.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
How about the run here? That a third consecutive birdie. And he's going to move to 4 under par, just 1 shot off the top spot. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 ninth, ocean, all down the right, and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here. Yeah, that's a beautiful tee shot. Now watch this go. It's going to trundle right on down the slope. Second shot coming up, and we say hello to Iona Stephen.
We're looking at 131 yards left to the flag and the pin right at the back.
And a good iron shot, just not quite as close as what we'd all want to finish, but still.
This one should work sharply to his right. It's for birdie. Yeah, what a stroke there, and a most unexpected birdie. One last look at the leaderboard, Frank. Our featured golfer down, but not out after day one.
Yeah, they might have to take the standing 8, though, or hit the reset button. This can easily go the wrong way very quickly. Tomorrow...
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory, as we look at the Friday leaderboard. We've currently got a tie at the top of the leaderboard at 8 under par. So let's get out to the course as we pick up the action starting at the par 4 11. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Couldn't ask for anything better. Split the fairway, and now I'll have a go at this second shot.
That's a good shot, and more importantly, too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
14 feet to the hole. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he's going to move within one of the lead here on this Friday.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that is that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
And that's certainly not what you have in mind standing on the tee box. That never had a chance of hitting the green.
Ooh, no. Whizzes past the hole. A difficult putt coming now.
Just going to sneak on by. So a tough hole. That's in for bogey at 12. And he's going to fall to 3 shots off the lead. Here we are, Pebble's 13th 401-yard par 4 that some consider a bit of a breeder on the course. Birdie is definitely a possibility here. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards of par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. And now, good look at birdie. Oh, yes. Plenty of pace to get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And he's got it to 3 under now. Just 2 back.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
And the leaves took enough of the momentum off the golf ball that this is going to wind up in the bunker. Getting out more important than distance here as he readies his second.
Little too casual with the second shot out of the fairway bunker on the par 5. That had to find the fairway. Instead, this hole's just getting a little more difficult. Always tough to get a decent flight out of the rough. And you could see that ball was never soaring out of that light.
Yeah, look how quick that was. Very difficult to get that to stop, even out of the sand. And that race is right on by. Yeah, that's not bad. He was hoping that would come down a little more, but that's good effort. Good putt there, though it is a bogey here at the par 5. And that's going to drop him back to 4 under par. So for our featured golfer, Frank, it is on to the weekend. Who knows? If you get out early on Saturday, try and post a number, see what happens.
Exactly. There's such a fine line, Rich.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour are proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From breathtaking Pebble Beach, California, it's live third-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Beautiful weather here in this early February fixture for golf fans, and if you're locked in winter's vice grip, well, this represents a bit of hope on the horizon as we check the leaderboard. Sam Burns is on top. He sits at 10 under par. So let's get out to the course, already deep into the round as we head to the tee on the par 4 15. Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. 75 yards the distance remaining here for his second to this par 4. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck. 12 feet still to go. get up that slope. It is in for a birdie. And that's going to move him to 8 under.
Par 4, 16th hole. Frank, what's the right play off the tee?
You don't need driver here for a start, Rich. It's a long iron or even a fairway wood. Now, you see that big gaping bunker in the middle of the fairway? That's not really in play. 205 yards gets over that. But that's the line. If you look closely up the right there, those two bunkers, you just see a little sliver of the bunker, the left of the two on the right. That's sort of a no-no. So anything slightly left of that runs out about sort of 280 yards, that is prime.
It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. Wind coming from his right as he gets set for his second.
It's been a beautiful round of golf today. It's been a clinic with the irons, and more evidence there. The swing, the strike. And look how close that is.
Now this round finishing strong. Back-to-back birdies now at 15 and 16. And he's going to get to within 2 of the lead as he moves to 5 under par. If you stop for just a moment, it can really hit you where you are and what's happened here. This 17th hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. Jack with a 1-iron that hit the flagstick in 1972 on his way to winning the U.S. Open Championship. And then a decade later, Tom Watson from just long of the green, chipping in for a birdie to beat Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, history made here at the 17th hole. Oh, that is just about perfect right there. Very well done. Now this for another birdie. Oh, finishing strong. That's in for birdie here at 17. And he moves to within a shot of the lead at 6 under now for the tournament. Well, here we are now at arguably the greatest finishing hole in golf. 536-yard par 5, Pacific Ocean, massive fairway bunker stretching more than 100 yards on the left, and cypress trees, just a few of the things you need to contend with. Turning out to be a wonderful Saturday of golf here, and this, another fine tee shot. Well, Frank, it is a pleasant walk under any circumstances, but how good is it when you've knocked it on in 2 here at the 18th at Pebble Beach?
It's a lot better than picking one out of the Pacific Ocean, Rich. That was just a great shot. And finally, you can exhale. The job is nearly finished.
This one's tracking on a very good line. Look out. Oh, hello. What a putt there for Eagle to wrap things up. That will be a third-round score of 64. I mean, quite a run today for our featured golfer. They posted a low score, and now right back into contention for Sunday, Frank.
Yeah, and there's a trend lately, Rich. We've seen so many players, chasers, actually pick.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour so proud to present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From spectacular Pebble Beach, California, final round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Tell you what, we have seen some tremendous golf this week, outdone only by the incredible beauty that is the coastline of the Monterey Peninsula. As we check the Sunday leaderboard, Sam Burns is on top. He's at 15 under. So out to the action we go as we catch up with our golfer on the tee at the par 4 13th. You can't drive it much better than that. That's the quick pickup of the tee right down the middle. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
127 yards to get you to the front of the green. 134 the number all the way to the flag. Pin tucked in the front left-hand portion of the green today.
And that ball looked good in the air. You'd like it to be a little closer, but still inside 40 feet. Just going to have to be careful with the lag putting.
Sensational. What a putt there from a long way out. That somehow goes down for a birdie. And that'll help, but he'll still be 5 shots off the pace with only 5 holes left to play. We arrive now at the 582-yard par 5 14th. It is one of the hardest holes on the PGA Tour, year in, year out. This is a bear. No issues here. That is into the fairway.
Oh, that second shot just ran out of fairway, but still, a nice little pitch shot and a good chance to make 4 at par 5.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that, really. I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward.
I think he'll be fairly pleased with that, Frank. What do you think?
I certainly do. It was so good.
No issues there. It is a par here at 14. And he's going to remain at 10 under. Here at the
15th, a good drive, Frank, would be right down the middle. A bad drive would be on 17-mile drive. As scenic as it is, it's not where you want to be, is it? It's out of bounds.
Well, you can't afford to go right. You can't afford to pay for that real estate on the right either. So, yeah, anything down there. And fortunately, it's a downhill tee shot. I know there's sort of four bunkers really down the left side, but really it's the pop bunker that has to be avoided.
Man, that's a nice swing, and the result is going to be a tee shot that is set up just fine. The big drive got him here. Now a short one for his second.
This will be a 14-foot putt here.
Absolutely perfect there. Down the slope. It's in for a birdie. And he'll move to 11 under par. We now begin one of the most beautiful stretches of finishing holes in all of golf. The march to the sea at Pebble Beach, starting with a 400-yard par 4 16th. Key here, carry the island bunker.
Well, that one's finished in the first cut. It's going to be a little bit harder to spin it from there with a little bit of grass around the ball, but still not too bad. And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
A birdie putt now at 16.
Yeah, and the break here from right to left is the main consideration. It's fairly flat overall. You've got to consider the line.
Nah, that's not going to come back enough. That'll stay on the high side. Okay, that'll be a par here at 16. And he'll stay at 11 under par.
Well, here we are, 17th hole, and this is where you can make your mark on the sport. Frank, so much history at this par 3.
It's just a great hole too, Rich. You know, that hourglass-shaped green on the angle. But you're right when you talk about history. You go back to 1972, and this hole played into the breeze. It was a one-iron for Jack Nicklaus. Said one of the greatest shots he ever hit. Actually hit the flagstick, nearly went in. And, of course, one of my favorites is 1982. Tom Watson had missed this green to the left, and the late Bruce Edwards was his caddy. And they were looking for options because they were in such a perilous situation with the US Open on the line. And Watson said, well, what about if I just hole it? And if you look really closely at the footage, as Watson starts to run across the green, he's pointing his finger back at Bruce and saying, I told you so. And then just a few years ago, too, Gary Woodland, he had to chip it on this green and made 3.
All right, good job to blast that out, but it is by no means home.
He has a 12-footer here.
Yeah, that's well done, though it is for bogey here at the par 3. And he'll fall to 10 under par. Well, you're not just playing the 18th hole at Pebble Beach, are you? You're taking a moment to soak it all in. Stand on that tee box, look out at the Pacific Ocean, think about what's happened here, who's played this hole, who's made history here, and then you let it rip. Just what you want at this point in the round. You're trying to find a rhythm, hit fairways, hit the middle of the club face. That's what they did right there.
Normally they stick a tee in one end and a flag in the other. You're advanced the way. But that second shot on this par 5, that completely took the green out of play. Airmailed. That is a big mistake.
Putter's let him down a few times, but this for birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. That'll be a final round score of 73. Well, that'll wrap it up for us today. We saw a lot of great golf, Frank.
Yeah, the course was good. It was gettable for some, but, in the end, it really gave you what you deserve, just the way we want it.
And that'll do it for our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time.